morning to do that on. Certainly the wind isn't a help, and we're all kind of cold, but we really appreciate that. We look forward to it. I do, every single year. Our guest speaker this morning is Father Sean O'Brien. Father Sean Patrick O'Brien was born in Binghamton, New York, way back in 1965. You're a lot younger than I am. I go back way before that. The son of John Francis O'Brien and Donna Nee Tompkins O'Brien, and the elder brother of Maureen O'Brien. Father Sean graduated from Vestal Senior High School back in 1983 after studying at Herkimer County Community College to be a world-famous radio announcer. Sean decided to apply for seminary and was accepted by the Diocese of Albany. After 3 years at Wadhams Hall in Ogdensburg, Sean finished major seminary at St. Mary's in Baltimore, Maryland, and was ordained to the priesthood on June 5 of 1993. He joined the Navy in May of 1991. He has a range of reserve assignments, quite a few. Retired from the Navy in October of 2020 with the official rank of captain. Father O'Brien's mobilizations and deployments include Ground Zero in New York City back in 2001, Operation Iraqi Freedom 02 and 03, Operation Enduring Freedom 2007, CJTF HOA at the Horn of Africa 2014 to 2015. His personal awards include the Legion of Merit, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, 2 awards for those, Meritorious Service Medal, Joint Commendation Medal, and Navy Achievement Medal, 3 awards. On his free time, you can see him touring around town in his Model T Ford. He does boating on Cayuga Lake, riding vintage snowmobiles, tinkering with model trains, and he even plays the fiddle with his friends. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker this morning, Father Sean O'Brien.
Sounds more like an obituary, doesn't it? When Mike Grogan, with whom I served in the Navy a couple of times when I was assigned with the Seabees, called and asked if I would be the guest speaker instead of the chaplain this year, I was a little apprehensive, but he told me that I'm a BSer and I could come up with anything on the spot, and to go ahead and just be the speaker. So the 2 things that I thought about the most when I thought about talking today is, why did I join? And what did I take away? What did I bring home from the service? Why did I join? My family on my mother's side from Pennsylvania goes back all the way to the Civil War in serving our country. And every generation, and I only remember my grandparents and my dad, my grandfather fought in the Aleutian Islands, fought the Japanese in World War II. My father was in Vietnam. I had an uncle in Korea, so I grew up with a history of serving our country. I grew up with an understanding of patriotism, and my parents, being Irish Democrats, constantly reminded me of Mr. Kennedy's quote, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but rather what can you do for your country." And so a sense of patriotism and service was instilled in my upbringing. I decided to be the black sheep of the family and not join the Army. Instead, I joined the Navy. And I enjoyed every 29 years of it, serving with the Seabees, the men and women who build and fight, serving with the Marine Corps, serving with the Merchant Marines. I never had the honor to serve with the Coast Guard. And I joined because of a love of God and country. And I'm reminded of one particular, the end of, our place